Hello, my friends. Amy with Campbell Creations, and today I am using GGC's Treasure Bag. Love these bags this time around so much. This time around, it's seasonal tones, and what I'm using today is the Warm Tones collection. So I'm pulling in, you see all these crystals and all these beautiful beads, like, oh, aren't these just so cool? I've never seen anything like them. I love them. I love them. We're pulling in lots of those crystals, lots of them. On the metal components, we're pulling in the bail, we're pulling in the chain. I was going to use the bead caps from the bag, but I had other bead caps that just fit the vibe I was going for so much, so I was going with those instead. The same with those barrel beads. So I was going to use those barrel beads, but then just so happened to find like 4 of these, and I was like, what? So I'm pulling these in. Okay. I have lots of bead caps, lots of spacers. Just know some of these are just going to be used for a filler. Okay. What we're going to be making today is a 3-piece set. So we're going to be making a beautiful necklace, a pair of earrings, and a bracelet. And what I'm pulling in to go with this collection is Amazonite. My favorite gemstone. I never use Amazonite, and I have a ton of Amazonite, but I never use it because I like just seeing all of it that I have. But we are pulling some in today. Look at this beautiful leaf that we're pulling in. I'm going to wire wrap this leaf. We have some barrel beads, and we have some little disc rondelles in a couple different sizes. Some of this stuff over here is for the bracelet, and I'm excited. I want to dig right in. Now we're going to be doing a little bit of wire wrapping. I don't have the wire out here yet, but first, for the beading wire that we're using, I am pulling in Soft Flex Medium in turquoise color. That's going to be for the bracelet and for the necklace. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. And we are going to have some mixed metals, and so I have some wire. Okay, I just didn't want this to cover the bead mat when I first opened up here. So this is 24 gauge wire. I have some in that bronze color. It's the bright bronze, so it almost looks a little coppery, and gold. And that's what we're going to be doing today with the mixed metals is gold and antique bronze, and I think it's going to be cool. Cool. Now this long piece, okay, this is a 14-inch long piece, and actually no, that's 14 inches. How long is this? Let me check. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, so it would be 16. It's 16 inches. Each of these are. And I don't know if we're using all of it, but I did a mock-up, and that was the whole inspiration for this, is I had done a mock-up, and I was like, ooh, if I had just a little bit more. And so I think the most difficult thing that's going to be done today is me trying to do this twist with the camera right here with this wire going everywhere. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And so we're going to start out with that. Okay, so I have both of these pieces, and I'm just going to marry this end. I'm not twisting anything yet. Not anything yet. Okay, I'm just going to take these, and I'm going to put them through this drill hole. And see how this drill hole is? So it's side to side, a little partial way down. This would be really cool too with like a fun bead cap or something on it. But this sang to me. This was my happiness. And so that's what we're rolling with today. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down to about center. Okay, let me come up here with both of these and see if they are about even. Bring him over just a tad. Yeah, I'm not thinking we'll need this much, but I was worried that I wasn't going to have enough to do what I wanted to do. Okay, yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. Okay, so one side, I'm just going to kink back. Okay, we're going to work with that here in just a second. Okay, I'm going to work with just the other side so far because we are going to be twisting these. All right, and I kind of want that other one a little bit out of the way. And with this size wire, I can easily, you know, bend it right back the way it needs to be and the way I want it to be. Okay, so I have this in here like so. All I'm going to be doing is twisting this, okay? And so I'm going to come through here and I'm going to twist this all the way down. And when I'm twisting, I like to have a V, you know? And so I'm just twisting. So I love mixing metals with a twisted wire. It really does make me happy. And the result of what happens is just beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's one of my favorite things about mixed metals is being able to take those two strands and meld them together to make one beautiful strand, right? Just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And this doesn't have to be like perfect sequential wraps, okay? Now I'm going to try to make them as good as I can, but if you have a little part that, you know, doesn't end up twisting up as pretty as the rest of it, it's okay. It will be just fine. And what I typically do is as I'm coming up, I also move my hand up like you see me doing. It just helps me keep control of that wire so that I'm not bending it. And also it ensures that as I'm twisting going up and it's not pushing that twist back and tightening what I've already done, right? So we're just going to do one side at a time. After I do this side, I will probably go ahead and twist that other side and come back with you. That way you don't have to just sit here while I'm twisting. But I'm going to take this all the way up just in case. And I just adjust my V sometimes to make sure I have that there. Hear my cha-chas on my bracelet? Don't mind me, I'm just making my own music here. I'm pretty sure that so far this is quite a bit longer than my last one was. So I should be a-okay. Yeah, I think that is plenty. Okay, so I'm just going to straighten it out. I'm going to measure how much I have wrapped here because I want to do the same amount on the other side. So let's see here. We're just over 4.5, about 4 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so let's go ahead and clip this off. And we're going to be wrapping this so it, you know, you don't want it to be pokey, but at the same time, we're hopefully not using every last bit of this, right? And so now I'm just going to go to the other side, straighten that wire out. Okay, and then I'm going to come in here and start twisting this side. And then you see it doesn't look like anything's happening yet. Well, what's happening now is it's twisting that wire that's on the inside. You know, whatever wire's left on the inside that wasn't twisted, it's kind of finishing that out, and then it's moving on with that twist. And so I'll probably speed this along, guys. Here we are. So I'm going to come through, I'm just going to straighten this out. And that sure does look like a whole lot of wire. Sure does look like a whole lot of wire. That's okay though. That's okay because we're going to use quite a bit of it. Okay, so for one of these I'm going to leave to the side. Okay, the other one I'm going to pop straight up. All right, and then the one that's staying to the side, what I'm going to be doing with it is I'm going to hold on to this, okay, and I'm going to use this and I'm going to wrap it around the bottom part. So I'm going to wrap it around underneath where the other is coming out, you know, where it started. Okay. And then when it comes to the front, I'm just going to leave it there for a minute. Okay. So I'm just going to leave this right here, and we are now wrapped at the bottom half of that part. Okay. So then up here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a wrapped loop up here. I'm going to make sure that's nice and tight down there. I don't think that last wrap was very tight. There we go. There we go, that looks good. Okay, so now I'm gonna make a wrapped loop with what's left up here. So I'm gonna bring in my round nose pliers. Actually, I think I'm gonna come in a little bit. Okay, so wrapped loop. Okay, see how it's kind of off to the side? That's all we're going to do. Okay, so that way that wrap loop is now in the center. Kink that a little bit, and then we're going to take care of that. So let's grab our pliers. I'm going to hold on to this. Make sure it's there in the center. I'm going to wrap this around here. Give it a couple wraps here. Then I'm going to take that wrap and I'm going to continue to go down. I'm going to go down over this whole top part, okay, to where these wraps are going to end up covering pretty much this whole super cool guy. See, we're still center on top. Okay, I don't think I'm going to come around this last time though. I think I'm going to instead adjust these a little bit because, yeah, see, you can filter over here just a little bit and be careful. You don't want to mar it. You don't want to chip your pendant. There we go. But I am going to clip this off here in the back. And we'll be good with this one. Because if not, it wouldn't go around a whole other time, and then I'd have to end up clipping it in the front, and I really don't want to do that. Really don't want to do that. Okay, so here I'm just going to kind of squeeze those ends so that they're not, you know, pokey. And I just want them to come down into their friends. There we go. Okay, and so now we have this guy still hanging out in the front. Okay, what I'm going to do with him is I'm going to bring this out. I'm going to start rolling him, but I'm going to start rolling him from here, right? There we go. Just want a little curly Q to go on here. Squish him up a little bit. And I think that's about the extent that I want the curly Q to be. This to come up and back just a little bit. Come on. Okay, so I'm going to trim him off. About there. Okay, so now let me come in here. So now we have this little curly Q here. And I think that is just adorable. Have him come off to the side a little bit. And that is our pendant. I actually like my original better. You want to see my original? Here I was so worried because I wanted more. Here's my original. So maybe having extra wire wasn't so needed. But either way, I love them both. They are both happy stuff, and we're going to use that guy. Okay, so from here, he's about center, and he's going this way, right? I'm going to connect him to this bail, but I purposely did not have that wrapped where it would connect directly with the bail. Okay, there's just too much going on. I want it to have movement, and I had a little thought, I had a little idea. Looks like my bugle beads got strewn around. I'm going to use a couple. Let's do, how about we do 1 gold, and we'll do 2 of the antique bronze. These are 3mm jump rings, okay? And I'm going to connect 3 of them from this pendant to this bail. That way it kind of brings up that mixed metal a little bit, and it makes sure that we have a little bit of movement going on with this. So that's my plan. So let me bring in some pliers, and I'm going to easily do these just one at a time, and then we'll start on the rest of that necklace. So I'll put that antique bronze one on there. Sure he's good and closed. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with my gold. And you're going to see that we have a whole lot of jump rings out, right? So I have realized how much I love, in some designs, in some scenarios, how much I love using jump rings as spacers, because it's just so tiny. Like, it's just so little. It just gives a little bit of something something, you know, without being an overwhelming addition. It's almost like a little pop that it gives, and that's all. It's just a little nice little pop, and I'm a big fan of that. And so you know, so often whenever we're getting these mixes of jump rings, it seems like we have a trillion 3mm. Yeah, there was a time whenever things got spilled that it did feel like there was a trillion of them. But I'm definitely utilizing some of them. I'm just a big fan. It just so happened once when I was like, oh, I need something smaller, I need something smaller, I need something smaller. And so I just so happened to glance over, and I was like, huh, let's try it. And that was all it took. Oh, I had him. I did. There we go. I think part of the issue too is it looks like that one was less than 3mm. It's pretty little, but it's okay. This works. This works. It's fine. So here's what I'm looking at for that bail, and you see with those 3 up there up top, it almost looks like it's wrapped as well, you know? Cute. That's our centerpiece for the strand. So I do have this cut to 14 inches. Okay, we're going to take chain from the rest of the way up around the neck. And what I want to make sure I first do is when I'm putting this in here, we're seeing that, of course, that hole is quite large. Okay, and the way I'm wanting this to hang, I don't want this wire to be right up at the tip top of it with the big gap. So I am going to use, and I tried a couple things. Okay, I brought out my delicas, but I'm not going to actually use my delicas. I'm going to use these 11Os instead. They have just a little more beef to them to go in there, and so that's what I'm going to fill it with. So we're going to pop some of those on. be about right. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so I put 8 on there. 8 worked really well. Making sure again that they're not poking out. They're not poking out. I don't want them to poke out because, you know, I've got something else that I'm doing for that. Something else for that part. Okay, so from here, I kind of was thinking, you know, how I wanted this, how I wanted this, how I wanted this. So because these two are going to be coming up here, there's going to be kind of a little bit of a kink or a little bit of, you know, an extra angle that's going to be happening right here. And so what works best for me in the scenarios there is to use bicones. Okay, so I did get out 2 little 4mm Preciosa bicones, and so we're going to use bicones just in this section. They end up having a little more movement. It allows that flexibility and movement, and so that's the way I'm going to go. And I think I'm going to quickly swap out this bracelet because I'm going to be doing this the whole time. Okay, one sec. Okay, maybe that'll cling in that department. That cling will kind of chill out. Okay, so actually what I'm thinking is maybe give a little bit of pop. I think I'm going to go ahead and pop on one of our jump rings first. Okay, so that way the jump ring sets on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on. This is a 3mm jump ring. Then I'll put the little bicone in, and if there's a side that's a little pointier or a little more elongated than the other, that's what I want to go towards that bail. Okay, so no, I'm not thinking now of that. Okay, so he's just going to pop right in there. See, he's going to go in there, so then also when it's moving, it's going to have a little movement without it just popping up and looking like a, you know, blank spot. But what I love is in all of these crystals that I'm going to be using, look, you see that teal that pops through there. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. So we'll pop that on this side too. Yeah, that'll work. And actually, I think I could take one of those seed beads out. I'm going to take one out just so that they nestle in there a little bit better. Yeah, so see, now they nestle in there really good. Like that. Like that. So I do think, actually, instead of the size, let me go up one. Let's see what I think of this. Yeah, see that little pop? Just that little pop. I love that. I love that. So here's what I'm going to do. Sorry, friends, but I really like it. I really, really like it. Yeah, so then we'll have that pop on that side too. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, I want that. Okay, we'll pop this guy on. And then we are going to need to, see how that looks? And you see also when it moves, this is why I like bicones for this section. We need to fill him, okay? So to fill him, I'm going to come in here with a couple of these seed beads and maybe one of these guys and probably one of those guys. A couple of those guys, something like that, because if not, this is going to be floppy on here, and you do not want that. I know I don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple of these little guys down in here. They'll nestle down in that smallest part of that cavity. Okay, and then I'll do one that's an 8/0 seed bead. Put that in there. I'll do the smallest of my daisy spacers. I'll put him in there. Then I will do a few of these 4mm daisy spacers. So far, see this? See how the wire's coming out the center now? It's not stuck up at the very top. See? I think I'm going to do one more of the 4mm. And then I will probably do one of the 6mm. Yeah, because that 6mm should snuggle down in there. Yeah, he does. So he's going to take care of the thicker part. And then from here, I'm going to put just another seed bead to kind of settle down into the hole of that 6mm. So that's what we're looking at. See how it's just pretty much filled. Okay, so I'll do that same thing to this other side. So first I need to pop him off. Let's get a couple of those 4mm jump rings. Okay, and this guy's going wonky over there, and that's okay. That's okay, we'll get them all fixed up. Okay, so then let's fill this other side. So we'll do a couple of these, a couple 11-0s. We'll pop in an 8-0. We'll do some tiny tinies, some kind of tinies. Yeah, I'll put on 2 of these in this one. 1, 2, 3 of these probably. Let's see how far it's filled. Yeah, we can do another one of those. And then I'll pop on my 6mm. And I'll put a little seed bead down in it. So see? And that seed bead will snuggle down in there. So that way, that wire, that beading wire is coming right out the center. It's not hanging weird. It's not hanging wrong. It's going to be good, 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 good. And you see what's happening with those jump rings? Right? Okay, so let's work up one side. So I'm going to come here and I will bead bug down close to that focal. Okay, pop those in there. We'll be good. Now, what I'm looking for. It's going to be easy, right? It's a simple design thought that I have, but even though it's a simple design thought, I think it's going to just really pack a punch. And you know, those are my favorite kind. And a lot of times that has to do with little bitty findings and things and such, and that's probably what's going to be happening today. So what I want to do is I'm going to bring in one of these bead caps. I'll link them below. These are my ones from Amazon that I love so much now. And they're very universal, and it comes in all of those different tones. Just happy stuff. So see how I put on that bead cap going away, so it's going to kind of nestle into the opening there. It just works out perfectly to where it's just going to nestle on in there. Okay, and I'm going to put one of these little disc beads in it, one of our Amazonite. And then I'm going to bead cap that other side so it's a little pop of that gold coming right out of our focal part in our bail. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Okay, and then from here, I think I'm going to use one of our bigger, well, medium bead caps. And these I have from my stash. I get them from Beadbox Bargains. Love them. Love them. Now I am going to want a little something to fill that. So that's when, again, I'm going to pull in one of our tiny tinies and an 11-0. So I'll do an 11-0. Actually, I'll do, sorry, daisy spacer, tiny daisy spacer, an 11-0 sitting on top of it here. So when I put this on, he's going to have a little something filling him up. Okay, so it doesn't, you know, keep it from being right down there on the bead, but it keeps it from wanting to kind of roll around. I don't want it to roll around. For sure. I think I'm going to do a little 4mm bead cap in gold on top of that. Give it a little bit of pop. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do from here is I'm pulling in some of these little column beads, and I plucked through all of them and pulled out every one of these that are the same translucent, like champagne colored, a little darker than champagne maybe. And so I plucked all of those out, and those are going to be popped in here. So I'm going to put one of those. I'm going to bring some jump rings out. Okay, on top of this, I'm going to do a 3mm jump ring, and I'm going to do one of our little baby discs. Just a little video guy here. Little video guy. Okay, so I'm going to pop him on with another 3mm jump ring, and watch when I put this other side on, it keeps me from having to be so bead cap heavy on these little bitty crystals. But you see how that goes? It's just a perfect little something something in there, right? I love that. I just love that. I think those jump rings are very, very important, and they're very fun, and I just like them a whole bunch. I like them a whole bunch. Okay, so then after this, I have a cute little series that I'm wanting to do for a spacer, and it's using 2 bead caps and a little gold daisy spacer, right? And so I am going to pop another one of these on, and I'm going to do one of these little bead caps. Love these guys. The daisy spacer, and then another bead cap. See the little spacer that creates? That's super cool. I just really like that. Really, really do. I'm going to do another jump ring here. Then we're just going to do the same little series. So I'm going to do a column bead, 3mm, one of our little discs, another 3mm, a column. And I think that is just elegant, beautiful, not overstated, not overdone, and those jump rings allow me to achieve that look that I'm looking for. You know, love that. Love that. Okay, so then we'll move these away for just a second. Okay, and now I'm going to bring in, well, I think I'm going to do one of these. I think I still want one of those on top. Yep, I'm going to bring in one of our 6mm daisy spacers. He's just going to be plopped right there on top. And then I'm going to do a bead cap going away. I want one of our other little discs, so similar to what we did right down here. Okay, so I'm going to do one of those, bead cap on the other side of it. Another one of our 6mm, like this. And then I'm going to come in here with a 4mm bead cap, because I'm going to pop in these. I will link these below. I get these from Amazon, and I just love them. They are adorable, adorable. Love those. So I'm going to have this one coming down, and so that way it nestles into that 4mm bead cap, right? But you see how he wants to do this whole movement? We're going to fill him up, just like we did the others. Okay, so I'm going to come in here. I'll grab a couple of these guys, one of these guys, and probably one of these guys. Okay, so I'll put one of these, one of these, one of these. See how it perfectly like fills that up? Love that. Then we're going to come in with one of our bigger bead caps. Let's make sure it goes all the way down. It doesn't, so it looks like I got a little overly excited there. Let's do, is that seed bead still in there? Definitely want that seed bead. Let's just do the seed bead and this size. Because I want to make sure, yeah, it's the other size. Trial and error. He's got to be filled though. If not, he'll be all crazy and he won't lay right, and that just isn't okay. Okay, there we go. So that was the money ticket. So I ended up to fill this, ends up being an 11-0, and then one of our little bitty daisy spacers. That'll fill that up, and it still allows that bead cap to settle in there the way we want it to settle in there. All right, then we're going to bring one of these beauties in, one of the pumpkin beads. And the pop of shine that these give is incredible. Just bead cap that other side. And now we know I need one of those tinies, sitting on top with one of these. Then I can come in here with the other bead cap. And look at this. Oh, it's so good. It's so good, right? Look at that. Ah, oh, just so good. So good. I love this kind of stuff. I just love this stuff. I think that one jump ring is going to hold us up. I'm going to probably have to replace that one jump ring because I think it's smaller than a 3mm. Okay, so I need my 4mm bead cap sitting on top of that. And then I'm just going to repeat the series. Just repeat that series going up. All right. So from here, I'm going to pull in, oops, these. Then we're going to bead cap both sides of one of the larger little disc rondelles. Okay, and then we'll grab another one of those. I just love that. Love that. Okay. Then we'll do the bead or the jump ring. Column bead. Jump ring. Little bitty 4mm disc. Jump ring. Column. Jump ring. Okay, then we're going to do another one of these. So all that is this bead cap with one of our 4mm gold on the inside, and another bead cap. Okay, then we go back up to those columns, right? So 3mm jump ring, column bead, jump ring, pull in one of these little discs, jump ring, column bead. Look at the playing factor that gives. That is just beautiful. It is just absolutely beautiful. That just makes me happy. Happy, happy. Now for the top here, I think, because this is going to be essentially the end of it, where I'm going to be closing it off and then just doing chain going up it, I'm thinking maybe of doing something like what we have down here. Right? But my question is, do I want to do it with the bead cap? I mean, it would be fully sequential then, right? Well, let's see. Let's see. Let's come in here. Let's pop this on. Let's go. Let's grab two of these. And then I'm going to want a 4mm. Okay, so we'll do this. 4mm. That bead cap, we need to fill it just a little bit. So pop this on. These little babies. Okay, and then we'll come in with bead cap, 6mm, bead cap. Let's add a little spacing here. Oh, is that a crimp tube? All right, well, we'll take a crimp tube. It's about the same size, right? Put that bead cap on top. Then let's see if that's too much or not. Nope, I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all. I think that's beautiful. Yeah, okay, sorry. I love that. Okay, so let me bead bug this. I'm going to do the same thing real quick to the other side, then we'll come back and close her up. Okay, so here is our necklace. Let's close this up, and then I had some Amazonite barrel beads that was out here, right? Okay, well, I took them, and I thought of something good to do with them. What I was initially going to do, which seems silly now of me, that's what I got these out for, to just have them be the connectors that way. And then I'm finishing up the side and I'm like, why would I not do the same thing? So I went ahead and did a wire twist on both sides. That way I didn't have to do that part with you, right? So this is 9 inches, total of 9 inches is this length. And we're going to do some fun with those. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this up though. And because no matter what, the connection is going to have to go with jump rings to that, because for the clamshell connector, it's just a little bitty hole, so that's not going to work out. So we will jump ring it anyways. I came right up there to the tippy top on these. Okay, I'll get this all cinched up, and then I'll pull it up here and we'll look at it in a little more detail. Oh, I still need these bad boys for these beadalon crimps. I have so many designs I want to do. I have designs for all the boxes. Oh, and yesterday I was supposed to get my companion bundle, and I'm telling you, I know I've told you before, seriously, as soon as it gets to the Kansas City distribution center, it just sits. It just sits. And I actually took a screenshot. I took a screenshot of it yesterday, so I will show you that, it says it was supposed to be here Friday, and then it was supposed to be here Monday, and it's still, in distribution in the Kansas City distribution center. Oh, it makes me crazy. But there's nothing I can do about that. So it is what it is. So I'm still waiting. Hopefully I get it today. I so hope I get it today. I am so ready for it, because there's the next design I wanted to do with the box. I kind of wanted to include that companion bundle with it, because I have an idea, and it'll be cool. So we'll see. Cross your fingers for me. Hopefully I get it today, which is Tuesday. Okay, I went ahead and made sure this is all cinched down, and now I'm just making sure it has movement by rolling it up. Okay, and then I'm going to come in here. I'm going to pull up just a little bit as I crimp that down. Crimp the rest of the way. I'll trim this guy off. We'll close him up. He needs to be trimmed a little more, it looks like. Because if not, he'll be sticking right out there. Did you guys get in on the early Black Friday with Beadbox Bargains? I did. But I was, the release happened at 2, and so I was able to jump in there, and I had started, picking some stuff out and adding it to the cart, and then I got a call. And so then I was taken away from it. And then after that call, I went to go back to it, and by the time I was then checking out, I had to remove things from my cart. So that was a bummer, but I mean, it is what it is. But it was a bummer. I was like, no! But I wanted you! I wanted everything, all the things, all the stuff. But I still did pretty good. Oh, those prices were just amazing. Just amazing. All right. Yay! I love it. I love it. I wanted lots of bling, but I also really wanted to pull those metals in on this. And this is our necklace. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we're going to set this aside for a minute. and I'm going to bring out my barrel beads. And let's talk about this. So what I'm thinking is, you know, like doing the wrapped loop, but then also spiraling around it and then bringing the other side and spiraling around it, not as thick as this, more so like my mock-up that was up there, right? And so I'm going to try it with this first one, and if it doesn't work out, if I don't like the look of it or anything, you know, I'll pause and I'll redo this just so we can do a wrapped loop, right? So, but let's see. It's worth trying. It's so worth trying. I really want to try it and see where we are. Okay, so first I'm going to start out with a wrapped loop. He kind of moved, so the neck isn't going to be that long. Okay. Okay, so if I wrap around here a few times. I want to take away from that other side, but he is wanting to slip on there. Okay, so now here's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. I'm going to bring it up, bring him up so that way he's on that wrap, right? And then let's go down and spiral. Stay up there, buddy. Here, let me force it down from this side. See what I'm pinching it down from here so it stays up there. I wonder if he's going to want to be like springy. Okay, so if I just come down just enough, right, I'm going to pull in tight though, so let me pull it tight. And let me give one little loop down here at the bottom. Okay, so it secures this. Actually, that's kind of cool looking without doing anything from this side going up, you know? There's only one on this side. So then from this side, if we stop and we go up from there, okay, well, let's see. We don't know until we try, right? We don't know until we try. And this is typically something I would just try on my own and then come back and be like, okay, here's what we're going to do. But no, let's just do it together. Okay, so I'm going to pop that off. Get him cinched down in there. Don't want any pokies from that. Okay. All right, so then on this side, let's see here. Okay, I'm wanting to go the same direction. Okay, but then I'm going to come back because I don't want that neck to be so crazy because I already have some wrap on it, you know. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. Okay, so then whenever I come in, let me hold on to him. Let's get his wrap going around here. Go around that one. Oh, I just don't know. It wouldn't look too bad at all if it was like this, right? Just with that spiral. I don't want to overdo it. I guess if it's overdone, I can just unwrap it to that point and clip it off. All right. Bring this guy up a little. I don't want to distort him, but I didn't want him to be that big knot there. So let me see. So we've got some room. We can go around one more time. Okay, hold on to him. I have to hold on to him. Let's just see. Let's just see. And if not, I'll pull it off. So, okay, here's my thing. I like the wrap, okay? I like the wrap to a point, but then this is going to want to go down in that same kind of spot. I don't think I want that. You know, if this was off, this was down a little bit. Yeah, I think it looks cool like that, right? So let me come down from here. There we go. Okay. And we could even turn these to where we can see, you know, which side we want as that focal. Okay, and he's secured. That's what I wanted to make sure of as well. Okay, now let's see if I can do it a second time and have it look similar enough for them to be side by side. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let me get the other pair. That way this is our focal front. That's pretty cute. Sorry, I'm sure that was loud. Sorry. That's cute. Okay, I like that. Okay, I like that. That's cute and it goes well. Okay. Let's see how we're able to do that second one. Let's see if I can recreate it. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to bend this one down here just to make sure that it keeps so it doesn't move so much on me, right? So let's make that wrapped loop. Okay. Oh, Squirt's awake. Okay. Oh, I had some of you asking me like what I feed him. I'll do a short little video and I'll add it to the end of this that just shows you. I'll show you guys what I feed him. He eats well. He is a very spoiled squirrel. Are you shocked? He eats well, but everything he eats is specifically recommended by the rehab organization. And so all the way down to like, if it's pumpkin seeds, it has to be this brand. And if it's shelled natural walnuts, it has to be this brand, that kind of thing. Of course, he has multivitamins and all sorts of good stuff. Okay, so now let's go down and around. Bring this back down now so that I can connect it. Need to hold that tight. Okay, actually this one's maybe a little bit better. It's a little tighter anyways. So when I wrapped this one down at the bottom, I didn't really give an extra pull. So you see how there's a little bit of gapping in there. I may, after we get done, may go through on the back side and give a couple little kinks that'll tighten it. But let's see where we're at. Okay, so that side is good. Looks pretty even with the one that was already done. Which side did I come from? Okay. Alright, and I want the other one to go same direction. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do here. Hold on to him. Let's get that wrap going. Stay tight, stay tight. That's all I'm going to want to go across there. So now I need to pull it. Ooh, that poked me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hold it tight. Come down here and give a little wrap. Okay, so now I can adjust these. That's not too shabby, right? That's not too shabby. Those look good side by side. Okay. Oh, sorry if I made that shake. Okay, okay, okay. Deal. And we got to figure it out together, my friends. I love that. I love that. That's not too shabby, I don't think. I don't want to mess with it too much, but okay, so then let's see. I need to make these even. I kind of loosened that a little bit. That's not too bad. I mean, we can't expect them to be identical twins because, you know, they're not, but I don't think that's too shabby at all. So that's going to be the connection point between the chain and the necklace. Okay, I like it, I like it, I like it. All right, so let's get out some pliers. Fun, 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 fun. I'm happy. So you see, that kind of, yeah. Okay, I probably want some bigger jump rings. Oh, sorry, I was making that shake again. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's see, what size do I have out? That would actually work because I almost want them to be hidden. You know, I'm not going to get multiple jump rings into this clamshell connector like I was able to do down here. So I know that's out. And I kind of want it hidden, so I definitely want to go with the bronze instead of gold. Yes, definitely want that. So yeah, let's just do that. Ooh, wait. What if I did a little infinity connector? That might be really good for this one. Yeah, I think so. Okay, yeah, let me do that. So let's get out my 1.5 one-step looper. And here are the head pins that I was thinking about just sticking through there. I'm so silly. I cannot believe I was going to do that whenever I have this beautiful wire wrap thing going on. Oi, oi. Okay, so to make this infinity, I'm taking an eye head pin and my 1.5 one-step looper, and I kind of close this just a little bit just to get my grip, you know, and so that whenever I put this through, I put that right through that hole. So when I put this through, it kind of holds on to it because I want that loop, that open part, to be down at the bottom. Okay, so he's down at the bottom. He's all the way against this little lever portion here. One. I can make another one with this. That way I don't have to waste another head pin. Just straighten him out, because if he's already wonky, we're going to have problems. Okay. looks good now. Okay, so to make one fresh, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna go just past that little second lip. You see where I'm putting it here? See, well, first you see how it goes across there? I'm bringing it in right there at that lip, and I wanna make sure it is pushed all the way to the back here, okay? If it's angled and not pushed all the way to the back, then you're gonna end up with a weird angled loop. So I just gave it a little bit of a kickback when it was closed. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna put it right back in here. He's just a little video guy. Oh, whoa, whoa. Push him all the way in there. Make sure that he's pushed back to the back. The opening's at the bottom, right? Come on. Well, that one wants to hang out for a while. Oh, he is wanting to hang out. There you go. Okay, so let me put my one-step looper back up. Love it. Okay. So before I do anything with it, I'm just going to kind of get him all in sync, right? I want him to be straight. So I'm going to flatten him out, make sure he's nice and straight. He's good now. I'm going to come in here to his friend. Make sure we're straight. Looking good. So now let's see if we can get that connection. So I'm going to come in here and open one side of it. Pop that on here. Closed all the way. Then open up the other side. Okay. I'm going to give that bottom just a little bit of a squeeze. Make sure he's nice and closed. Okay, and then I want this part to be to the front. So we're right now at the back of the necklace. Okay, so I'm going to pop it in this way. Whoop, he twisted. Okay, he twisted. We'll see what it looks like whenever it's all, you know, said and done. And then I'll alter it if need be, we'll alter it. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, nope, see, backwards. Okay, so let's alter that. How did I do that? You guys watched me. Oh, you weren't even seeing that. You guys watched me. Did I just do it wrong a second time? Did I just flip it again the same way? Okay, hold on. So it's going to want to be up and down. So you see here how that's laying. I wonder if it has to do with the way that's kinking. I may have to just use a little jump ring. Let's try one more time. And then if it wants to be wonky again, I'm going to put a jump ring on it. Okay, so right now it's like this. Okay, there's the front that I want. I'm going to take him off. I'm going to flip him. Okay. You saw me do it. You saw me do it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I just messed it up the first time. Okay. All right. Either way, it's good now. Okay. Now I want to make sure whenever he's laying, because this one's kind of to the side a little more, the opening goes towards the back. Okay, so I'm going to want the good part going towards the front and and I'm closing it on the back part of this barrel bead. It's the way it should be. Okay, that's the way I've got it going now. Let's see what happens when I lay it down. Hold on, let's just do this. Okay. I don't like that. No, that's the back. I'm doing jump rings. I'm gonna do jump rings. Yep. I'm just gonna be safe, and I'm gonna do little jump rings on there, and then we will be all good. I just don't want to have to worry about it, you know? And especially if I was going to be selling this piece, definitely. Because that's the super duper part of it, you know, is you want them to get a piece that they're not going to have to constantly be fiddling with. No. Okay. So I think maybe instead of doing the bracelet next, we'll knock out the earrings. So we'll do the earrings next, and then we'll do the bracelet after that. Because the earrings always seem to be the very, very last, you know? And so, okay. So now let's jump ring this bad boy. Okay. Yeah, let's do that size. I was about to get another out. Okay. See, and that's what's tough about this having, you know, a front and back, is it added that complexity factor, you know? That was not the goal. But if I would have been more purposeful, and you see my clamshell connectors? That's not typical. See how one's going one way and one's going the other way? That I'm not a big fan of. And I think that is what part of this problem is. Yeah, he just wants to be like that. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we shall see. Okay, so I'm coming in here, and that's the front. That's not too shabby. All right. Well, jump rings. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. Okay, there's my front. There's my front. Cute. Okay, so let's get out. Let's see. Oh, I have two more. Okay, I can do that. And then for our toggle, we can use these bigger ones. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let me just make sure that this was right, because I knew what I was looking for, and I had kind of, you know, thought that out and did this. So let me verify where this hits me. Oh, how fun is this? Oh, how fun is this? Yes, I love this. I love this. I love the flow of this necklace, right? Just because there's that dainty and then the heavy. Oh, it's gonna just flow beautifully. And these are just gorgeous. Super happy. Super happy. Okay. So let's bring in our jump rings, and we'll toggle this. Okay, we'll do that. And then on the bracelet, I don't know if it's going to be 2 or 3 strand. So here's the thing about the bracelet. You know how, well, you may not know, but I've said several times before, because it's oh so true. almost every one of my creations start out as a bracelet idea. I have this thing for bracelets. So almost everything starts out as a bracelet, and I'm like, okay, how am I converting that into a necklace design? Well, what happened this time is I had 2 necklace designs, and actually three. I have a whole other one that I'll do another tutorial on. But I had 2 that were kind of similar, you know, and this kind of method, kind of similar, but not the same. And so I was like, I'll just pick which one I like the best, you know, and go with that one. And so then as I was starting to take apart the one that, you know, because I did about that much of it, of each of them, I was starting to, you know, take that down and just put those beads up, and I was like, ooh, because they were very similar. And so that's what this bracelet's going to be, is the design that was going to be the necklace, which is completely opposite of what typically is the thing for me. Typically it is a bracelet that I'm turning into a necklace design. So I think that's cool. I'm happy with that, because I don't, you know, I've had, you know, design ideas that are straight for the necklace and, you know, all that, but I haven't had one that was, you know, a necklace design that I turned into a bracelet. It's always been the other way. So we'll see what you guys think of that. But I don't know if it's going to be a double strand or a triple strand, but it's definitely going to be more than one strand. Okay, that's really cute. That's so different. I'm really like trying to think outside of the box with things that are different, and I'm liking this. I really am. So I'm thinking about, you guys, I'm thinking about sometime over this holiday weekend doing a little pop-in live. I know it's been some time. It's been almost a year since I've done a live. I don't know if, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I've shared with you guys, I have ADD. I have adult ADD. I do have to take medicine for it. It's a very real thing. And for me, it's, you know, I'm thinking of so many things all the time. So it's not like ADHD where I'm, you know, hyperactive or anything like that. It's just that I think of so many things all the time. And it's hard for me to be able to compartmentalize them. You know, it's hard for me to, you know, when I'm looking at an email that I need to reply to, sometimes it's hard for me to be able to just say, and email, do it. Because I'm thinking about, you know, the last client and this, and here's what it could have been done, and here's what I could do to make sure it doesn't happen again for them, or whatever. I can't just focus on one thing. And so what my struggle was with doing lives is I desperately want to connect with you guys. You know, the thing that I love so much about the lives is being able to connect with you guys and to feel connected with you and get to chat with you, and just fun. I love that so much. But to do a design also at the same time, I'm just pinging everywhere, right? I want so bad just to see what you guys are saying, and I'm feeling bad if I'm not talking to you guys and seeing what you're saying to me, because I also want to see what you're saying. But then to be able to come right back into focus here, and then to be able to come back out of focus to this, and then back in, it's a struggle for me, actually. It's a struggle for me. So that's the part that was tough for me. So I think, though, if I start doing lives again, I could do lives where, you know, maybe I'm just going through all of the finished jewelry, you know, or I'm doing a live where I get to just chat with you guys while I'm preparing for, you know, one of my other tutorials. For example, last night I spent a good couple hours doing beaded links, like little bitty beaded links. And I could have been on live with you guys, chatting with you guys, and I could have done that, you know. So anyways, we'll see. We'll see if I chicken out. But as of right now, that's what I'm thinking. I think I'm maybe Friday. Maybe Friday I'll pop in and be like, hey, who's on? We'll see. We'll see. Is this necklace not just gorgeous though? Let's see. Let's go through this. So I'm a super big fan up here. Super big fan. Then we go through to our focal. Yay! Okay, actually, before we do the earrings, because we'll do the earrings followed by the bracelet, let me get some of the stuff out of the way. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so let's get earrings. So I have one made, and the way this is going to go is up here at the top, and then it filters down. So it's the leaf that came in the bag, and then I had some little teal leaves already, and then this is like just a little gold leaf. And so I thought that was really cute. A little longer than I normally do, and I'm finding that that's pretty fun. I'm finding that's pretty fun. So I have put together just a couple of the items just to help for timing. Oh, look, this is new. This is new. I got this on Amazon. See the little gold ridge that goes around it, and you can pick, and it's engraved, so it's not just printed on there, it's engraved. It was a really good price. Actually, I might link this below. There was 2 different companies that was selling the same little dish, and this one was $3 cheaper than the other one. So, yay. Okay, yeah, I'll link that below. I'll link that below. All right, so here's what we're going to be doing. What I've done so far, though, is on my ear wire, I just hooked on a little daisy spacer just to kind of give a little something something to the top of this little leaf charm. And so this leaf charm I got from Amazon. It came in a package that had these antique bronze as well as the antique silver, and on the back of it at the bottom it has that hanger, right? So that's what we're going to be connecting to with that. So that part's done. I did that. I also did just one of these. So I did this leaf. I did 2 3mm jump rings with one of the links of chain in the middle. Okay, and then we'll do the other together. It's going to be the same kind of connection there. I went ahead and put a jump ring on him because he's going to need a jump ring, and then we're ready to do the rest. Okay, so here's all these goodies. All these goodies. So let's start here. All right, so with this, I'm just going to take this ball head pin, and this is a Tough Stuff ball head pin. Okay, so it's just a simple loop that's going to happen with this. You can do a wrap loop one, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. But I'm going to poke this right through the front. Okay, and the front is that kind of concaved. I'm going to put my thumb on it here just to keep it in place. I'm just going to pop up the back. Okay, that way he swings this way, but I don't want him to swing too much, you know, this way, just that way. And then going down behind that, I thought I would do, and of course I just took away all of my delicas and little seed beads. Okay, so hold on. I have one delica over here. Okay, let me get my stuff. All right, so I have those others. Okay, so I'm just going to do like in every other. Okay, so I'll do a little delica, and I'll do a seed bead. This is an 11-0 seed bead. Okay, just popping them on every other. So the seed bead's gold, delica is that bronze. Just to have a little something there. It kind of acts as a placeholder so that it won't want to go this way. It'll only go this way. But then also it gives that little just pop of something there. You know? I'm going to make this a simple loop. So just give this a push back. And again, this is a pretty Tough Stuff ball head pin. So Yep. Okay, I'm trimmed up. And we'll roll him up. Oh, he must be all wonky on me. Fix him up though. Straighten that out. Get him closed the rest of the way. There he is. Okay, we're going to be opening him, and then we'll make sure he's super cinched. Then he's a tough guy. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and then the way we're going to connect them is going to be to this little wrapped loop that we're doing. So let's just knock out this wrapped loop real quick. So come down here, just going to be a regular, standard, simple wrap loop. got a little spacing in there, so I'll get him all cinched up. Okay, so first we'll make sure we don't have any pokies going on. Then I'll just push him up a little bit. He's wanting to hide from me. He's rolling around. Okay. So now I'm just going to come up in here. Squeeze. Tighten him up a little bit. Okay, I'll leave these out. And then we are coming in with the same little series that's right here. Okay, but I'm going to bead cap it. So I'm going to come in here and I'll start out with the bead cap, 4mm bead cap on top of that, little daisy spacer in the middle, another one of those bead caps, and another 4mm. Okay, so that's where we're starting out at. It's just fun. It's so fun. I love stacking things, you know, that aren't supposed to be necessarily together, you would think, and then they end up being super cool. Fun, fun, fun for me. Okay, so from here, I'm going to go into a 3mm jump ring, Amazonite, 3mm jump ring, one of the little 4mm more opaque crystals. Okay, so there's two different kinds of crystals in this bag. One was translucent and the other one is more opaque. So I have that opaque here. Another jump ring and Amazonite. And then final jump ring with that 4mm bead cap. Okay, one of our bronze bead caps. Our little daisy spacer, bronze bead cap, and 4mm gold bead cap. And that is all she wrote. That's all there is to it, and that is cute. Look at what those jump rings do. I mean, seriously, I love them. I think it's just so good. I felt so smart. I felt so smart when I realized, especially too because they're cheap, you know, and we have an abundance of them. And so, well, most of us have an abundance of them, not all of us. Okay, so we'll just knock out that little wrapped loop, and I'm just going to be jump ringing everything, so we're going to go ahead and close up this loop. Oh, and this wire, I had it cut to 4 inches, and it is 22 gauge. Love how those clippers just get right in there. I mean, right in there. Now I want these to be going the same direction, and I think I kind of messed that up, so I'm going to fix that. Okay, same direction now. Whoop. Okay, get these out for my jump ring. Okay, and then for these connections, so the top of this, we're just going to connect right up there. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the dangles on first though. So the way I did this was I have, because it's, you know, crucial to have them all forward facing, and it's tough for the one because it is on that chain, but you know, we'll get it there. So for the main one, this one here, it is connected to a jump ring that's connected to that directly. Okay, and then this one is connected to the jump ring that connects him. So it's not connected directly, it's connected to this jump ring here. But then this guy is connected directly to that loop. So the only thing directly connected to the loop is the jump ring that's connected to this and the jump ring that's connected to this, because this is jump ringed to that middle guy's jump ring. Okay, and that is what I got, what I had the best, you know, result with as far as having them all hang the way I needed them to hang. So there's that. So let's grab this jump ring. Okay, he's silly. Look at that jump ring. That is just goofy. I'm not using that jump ring. I have another one up here. All right, let's try that again. A little more like it. Okay, so this jump ring is connecting to this focal. So actually, make sure this focal's, this is closed up all the way. It's such a tough head pin. There we go, we're good now. Okay, so I'm gonna grab jump ring, attach it to focal, and then this guy, I wanna make sure of how he lays. Okay, so I need to take that top one and go just like that. See? Okay, so now this will connect here. Get that closed up. All the way would be preferred. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we have these guys. Okay, and then, oh, sorry, I had some in my eye. And then we will connect this one directly to that wrapped loop. Okay, so we're coming in here, connecting it directly. I lost him for a second, I couldn't see him. Okay, we'll get that connected. Okay, so then here's what we're looking at. That looks good. All right, and then all we have to do is we're gonna make sure these are all front facing, that's front facing, that looks good. Okay, we're gonna open up our ear wire. Oh no, we're not opening the ear wire. What am I doing? I'm just goofy. I'm just bringing it to this, right? Like that. I was thinking to myself, why would I have done that? It looks like it would be all kinked up if I add anything to it. Silly, silly. Okay, so here is back, here's front. Okay, I'm gonna have to change up the direction of this. Well, maybe I thought they were going the same direction, but no. Oh, you know what? I directly connected him. That's why. That's why. There's the difference. It'll be okay. It won't be that big of a hang difference. I hope not anyways. I'll have to take a look at it. Okay, here's our front. No. That's her front. Oh, I should have peeked at that. I didn't at all remember that I had direct connected it. Oh. I really need this to work with a 3mm jump ring, or else there's going to be a differential in that hang. So, where am I at? Here's my front. There we go. There we go. Come on, tell me you're gonna work. Yeah, it's just an awkward hang for closure. Oof. Just. Okay. Oof. Got her. Got her, got her, got her. Yeah, look, he hangs down a little bit more. I may redo this link, guys. I'm not going to redo it here with you, but I'm going to redo this link. Yeah, that way I can direct connect it to it. Yeah. Okay, but those are super cute, right? Super cute. Love them. Love them, love them. Where's that guy? Cute. Okay, let's talk bracelet. Let's talk bracelet. This should be pretty quick. I hope it's pretty quick because, yeah, I need to get scored out for a little bit before I log on to work. Okay, so here's what I'm looking for or looking at. Definitely these guys are coming in. Some of the squares are coming in. Some of the series is going to be the same as far as these guys, right, with the little jump rings. Those should be the same. I'm using the little bitty rice beads instead of those bigger ones. Yeah, and these are just gorgeous. I mean, look at those. The shine. They're absolutely beautiful. I love them. So let's see what we want to do. So I know there's going to be, I don't know, is it going to be 2 strands or 3? Okay, I'm going to work it out as a double strand. Okay, and then we'll see if it ends up turning into a triple or not. Okay, we'll go with that. Now, one sec. Okay, so my center is going to be this guy. Okay, and so he's going to get popped on. I'm definitely going to bead cap him, and so I was going to pull in, I believe, these bead caps. Be fun. So if I put on one of these bead caps on him, you see how it just hangs over just a little bit? Yeah, cute. But I need to fill him, and I had already, my seed beads, I am just so silly. Okay. Okay, so we got the 11-O's. Oof. We're not going to use that many. Not going to use that many. Okay, and then we'll need a couple of these little bitty babies. Okay, so 1 baby and 1 11-O. Okay, and then we can bead cap with our bigger bead cap, so it just kind of sits on there like so. I'm not thinking that though. Let's just try one of these. See if he'll set on there right. Yeah, he'll set on there right. Okay, yeah, we'll just do that. Okay, and then for this, I do want to bring in some 4mm bead caps to put on the top of that. Okay, so then on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to put that 6mm bead cap, a little bit of a filler, pop this guy on, and we will bead cap him. Okay, so that is the center that I'm looking for. That's beautiful. I love these little cube beads. I think they're just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. And so then on the other side of this, on each side, I'm going to do one of these and one of these. Okay, so we're going to pop on this guy. This guy, again, I told you they're similar. They're not the same, but they are similar. Okay, so here's what we're looking at so far. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with this guy. So with this guy, and actually with this guy, I'm going to do 2 bead caps. So I'm going to do a 4mm and then also one of our 6mm, okay, because I just wanted that depth. Right, and so that 4mm really makes a difference on him just sitting up on there. And that's going to be for this guy. So cute. I love those beads. Love those beads. Super fun, super fun. Okay, so I'm going to put another 6mm on. I'm going to put the 4mm on there as well, just to help this guy out with the way I wanted him to look. Yeah, I like it. We're going to do one of our little 3mm jump rings, followed by a 4mm daisy spacer. Let's do the same thing on the other side. And then that, as its combination, is going to be the focal of the bracelet. Okay, so where am I at? Yep, so I need this bead cap. I need the 4mm. Then I need 6. And I want these two facing each other, so there is a difference. Okay, so I want him to go on that way. Okay, that way they're kind of stem to stem. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, we'll get that other bead cap on top with the 4mm. And then we'll put him on, jump ring, and a daisy spacer. Fun focal. Fun focal. I like it, I like it. Okay, on the other side of the daisy spacer, I'm going to do a 3mm jump ring, and then I'm pretty sure I was just going to go into that series. So I'm going to have these guys. I do want that to be bead capped, I'm pretty sure. Did I not leave out those bead caps? Nope, I didn't. We'll just, bring back everything I took away. Silly, silly. Okay, so I'm going to put that bead cap on, and then I'm going to do my Amazonite 3mm jump ring. We'll do the opaque 4mm crystal that came in the bag. Another 3mm Amazonite. And we're bead capping that Amazonite. Let's do the other side. So we need that jump ring. Then we need a bead cap. I need 2 Amazonite and 1 opaque. So Amazonite, jump ring, where's your hole, little guy? There you go. Jump ring, Amazonite, and then a 3mm bead cap. Now that's where we are. Love it, love it. So then from here, I want to, let me see, I think I wanted to do 3mm bead cap, because then I want to bring these in before our column beads. So yeah. But with these column beads, I'm going to also bring in some bugles. So these are like that super fun bronze, like super bright, blingy, shiny bronze little bugle beads. I don't use bugle beads very often, so I was really kind of proud of myself for thinking outside the box and bringing in some bugle beads. I like them. I just, never really use them. Okay, so I'm going to do one of our little column beads. I'm going to do one of these little 3mm, or maybe they're 2mm. I think they're 2mm. These are the ones I get from Hobby Lobby. Okay, so let me bead bug this one side for a sec. Okay, so these are the ones I get from Hobby Lobby, and they come in all those different colors. So I want one of them, a bugle bead, another one of these, and then another column. That's so cool looking. Love, 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 love. Okay, So then after the column bead, I think I'm just going right back into jump ring, daisy spacer. Let's do the other side and then we'll see what from that point. And I was thinking if to incorporate this here for a bracelet, maybe it would be cool for like the flexibility, movability of it. It might be cool if we do chain at the end, right? So we just do these focals and then it's like the chain at the bottom end that goes to our closure. You know, thought that might be kind of cool. So we'll see. All right, so I'm going to do a jump ring, one of our daisy spacers, and a jump ring. Then we'll do that column bead, one of these little bitty spacer beads, faceted spacer beads. Oh, that faceting. I love it whenever it can be a tiny bead and it gives such a pop. Oh. Okay, let's try your friend. Soft flex medium absolutely fits in these. Oh my. Maybe I grab the same one again. I must have. Okay, and then a bugle. Another one of these guys. Oh my. I really haven't struggled this much with these guys. I don't understand it. Moving on. Okay. Then another column bead. Finally, we get there, right? Okay, and then we're going to do that 3mm jump ring followed by a daisy spacer. And I don't think I put a 3mm jump ring on the daisy spacer, but we're going to end up doing that. Okay, so here is strand number 1. So for strand number 2, I think I'm just wanting it to be kind of opposite, right? So for strand 2, what did I do with my wire? Here it is. Okay, so for strand 2, let's set this up here a little bit. Okay, so we'll set this up here. So what I'm thinking is this here is going to be the center of the second strand, okay, and it's going to have these two on each side that will make up the differential of this. So it's going to be an offset, you know, but not a full offset because I don't think we're going to do this full series on the ends of this. I think it would be too long, right? So let's see though. Let's see. So let's do that. Let's do that daisy spacer, 3mm jump ring. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and do these. So we'll need 4 of those. And then we'll need 2 of these opaque guys. Okay, and these are the lantern, these are the 4mm lantern beads that I had just gotten from Beadbox Bargains. I had gotten 2 of them, the faceted lantern Amazonite. Yeah, good stuff, really good stuff. So I want to get a bead cap, this guy, one of these, one of them, one of these, sorry. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put that bead cap on the end. We'll grab another one of our 3mm jump rings. We'll do a spacer and then another jump ring. Okay, and then we're just coming into those column beads. So let's get those going. So we'll do that. Column bead. Got to get back into these babies. Work with me here, guys. Let's bead bug this though, just so I don't have to worry about it. Whoop. Okay. So let's pop one of these on. Okay, and then we'll do a bugle bead. Another one of these. I'm getting out some more of those. These are all the colors that they come in. Just in case they want to be funny with me on those holes, I have plenty. Okay, pop this other one on. We'll do that column. And we'll come right back in with jump ring, daisy spacer, jump ring, and then we'll do that Amazonite. So 1, 2. Oh, we already had another 2 over there. Anyways, that's all right. Do that bead cap. And we'll do Amazonite, jump ring, 4mm opaque, jump ring, Amazonite, bead cap. If you hear something in the background, Achilles decided that he's gonna eat, and when Achilles eats, he like his whole face goes into the cat food. It's the craziest thing. He is just too much. He's funny. Okay, and so anyways, another jump ring, daisy spacer, and then we'll do a jump ring on the end. Okay, so let's look at and see how that matches up. That works out nice, right? That works out nice. I like it. I like it. So then for the size portion of it, it's going to need to be a little bit smaller on both sides here. Let's just do this portion instead of the center. Let's just do this little portion and see kind of where we are then. Okay, so if that's the case, I'm going to have 2 more of these, 1 for each side. We'll have a couple of these. All right, so I already have the start out for that. So then let's come in with this guy. We'll do a 4mm bead cap, 6mm bead cap. Okay, this one I want the stem to be pointing in. Okay, so yeah, so there's that. Then we'll come right back in with the bead cap action. So here, and then 4mm, and then this bead cap, and then we'll just end it out that same way. So we have jump ring, daisy spacer, jump ring. So if the center's matched up, I'm still going to have a little ways to go down here, but what I'm thinking actually is to do another little series of this. All right. Let me get a couple more of these out. Okay. So we'll just need a couple more of these. And this is those lanterns that I had gotten. Look at the fastening. Oh, so good. So good. Those are my small Amazonite stuff. That is my small Amazonite stuff. Proper English, Amy. Let's see here. guys are kind of stuck in on each other. There we go. Hold on, baby, and I'll let you out, okay? That would be Lily. She heard me say her name. She's like, yes, that's me. Okay, so we're going to do Amazonite. 3mm. Let's pull in opaque and opaque. So then we'll do the opaque bead, another 3mm, another Amazonite. Okay, we'll bead cap that Amazonite. And then we'll do a little bit of that series on the other side, right? So we're going to do that 3mm jump ring, and then we'll do the daisy spacer, and then I'll hold off on the jump ring for the end. Okay, I don't know what else I'm going to do, but let's see what that would be then. Oh, I'm off on my center. Here we go. Center, close, close. Okay, close. I'll take it. We'll see where we're at. We will see where we are at. Okay, so let me close. Oops. Okay. So then over here, we still need to do this part, right? So from here, we need that, oops. We need that jump ring followed by that bronze bead cap, the 4mm, the 6mm, our bead. Okay, that's the right way. Then we'll do again that 6, that 4, that bronze, and then jump ring, daisy spacer, jump ring. Then we're going into that Amazonite combo, right? So let me move this guy. So then we'll do that bead cap, Amazonite. I did that. Okay, I wanted to make sure I did that gold jump ring, and I did. Okay, and then we're going to do the jump ring, the opaque bead, another jump ring. Whoop. Did I not get out enough Amazonite? Oh, I did. Okay. I'm like, seriously? Goofball. Okay, and then we'll bead cap that. We'll put another jump ring, and then day spacer. And now let's see where we are. That's a good looking strand. That's a good looking strand. Then we'll see what we want to add to the end to make up that difference. So there's center to center. It's a pretty good offset. I like that offset. I like that. So we are going to be short just maybe a bead. Let's see here. Actually, let me just measure. Let's see where we're at. Oh, it's also Achilles that keeps taking my metal ruler. So last time I found it in his house, like his little house. And so I was like, how did that get in there? That is so strange. Well, then I caught him coming up to my bead mat, just like barely coming up, just to bat that off and take it. I don't know why. Why would he want that little metal thing? Okay, so right at 4 1/4 for that strand. And this strand is 4 1/2. Okay, so we've got 1/4 of an inch to play with here. And what we could do, let's see, because let me just first start off by saying I would want something to cap that off at the end, right? So like maybe, oops, like maybe one of these. You know, since I want to play with them some more. Yeah, I'd want something. See there? Okay, so then we're going to need a little extra something on the other strand. So let me pop one on here. Okay. All right, so of course we're going to want to do one of those beads at the end for this, but let's see what would be a good addition, because I still want to keep that offset, right? So instinct tells me to do another one of our column beads, but oh, now I got it. Never mind, I got it. Let's do one of these little spacer beads with a bugle bead, because that bugle would still be an offset. Even though it's out of sequence and series, I think it'll still be cute. My, oh my. Y'all have seen me use those. It's just the today thing, I think. There we go. So let's put on a bugle. Then we'll do another one of these. And I'm thinking that should put us right about even. That one says no. Oh, good. Okay, so there's that. Let's do that other side. Okay. Those little shiny, bright, bronzy bugle bead. And then another one of these. Oh. I'm gonna have to remember this with medium soft flex, even though I've used it several times. It's just silliness. Okay, so now let's look at them kind of side by side and see where we're at. And then I can measure them again if I need to. Whoop. Okay, you've got to go, little. You've got to go, little guy. Thank you for your safety, but you've got to go. Oh, that is super close. Yeah, I'm rolling with that. I'm rolling with that. We're good. I'm rolling with it. Okay, so let's do this. Or I could put that. Sorry, one sec. I'm just thinking about ending it. I was thinking about some chain, but I could make this a 2-to-1. Let's see. Let's close them up. And for our timing, I'll close them up. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so I closed this up, and then I was going to grab the chain to bring out so I could, do the chain, and I was putting this stuff up. And after I put this stuff up and I went to grab the chain, I'm like, oh, I've decided I wanted to do the 2-to-1. And so I got stuff back out. And here's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm setting those strands aside, and these strands, let's measure them. Oh, they flow beautifully. Love them. And they're a pretty perfect match in length. Look at that, right? So let's see here. All together, they are just shy of 5.5. So I have a little wiggle room, but not a lot. Okay, so let's make a wrapped loop, small wrapped loop. And it's not going to be as elaborate as like the bead cap action and all that over here, because this is most likely going to be at the bottom of the wrist, And so we don't need all that going on. And I want to do this, I want to do something, but I don't want it to take up too much space and then it not fit me. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, that's good. Scrunch just in case. All right, so from here, let's go with, let's do one of these beads at the end. Yeah, this last batch I got or something must have been, because these are really small, a lot smaller. Ooh, I just poked myself. A lot smaller than the other ones that I've been getting. Just really, I don't think I'm losing my mind here. I think that's very legit. Okay, so from here, let's go with, let's do a small bead cap on this. Okay, so we'll end it with that. We'll do a small bead cap on that guy. Okay, that'll be good with that little pop at the end. Okay, and then let's come in here with him. And so let's go with, let's do that jump ring action. So let's do the jump ring. Let's do this spacer. And then jump ring. Let's come in here with bead cap. That spacer looks too big. I don't like that spacer at all. Actually, let's see without that jump ring. Let's do that spacer. Bead cap. Oh yeah, that looks better. Okay, so that's good. We'll do that. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we'll pop on a bead cap. We'll do that spacer. Then on the other side of the spacer, we'll do one of those jump rings, and then we will bead cap. Oh, 4mm, and instead of doing the opaque, I did the crystal-y one. And then let's do another one of these. Then we'll toggle it. I got a little toggle. There we go. Yeah, that's cute. Fun, fun. Okay, let's go ahead and just wrap up the other side. That'll be good. It's a pretty cute little link. Especially for on the whim. I just grabbed some stuff out and then I'm like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I just wanted some stuff as a choice. Close that up. Okay, let's make sure our links are even. Okay, that looks good. So from here, I went ahead and I put a little 3mm jump ring on the end of each of these. So then, oh, that'll be a nice flow. Oh, I think that'll be a really nice flow. Okay, so let's do, it's gonna have the most on it, so let's do, no, I don't want to. Okay, let's meet in the middle here. Let's do a 5mm jump ring. Okay, so we'll pop this guy on. This guy on. I'll just go ahead and connect. Okay. And then, actually I could do a little jump ring on that. A little jump ring will be just fine. We'll do that 4mm. So again, let's connect with this jump ring and that jump ring and pop this guy on. Oh yeah, they'll still have plenty of movement. Yeah, that'll be just fine. Then I don't have that extra spacing. Okay, that looks good. Super cute. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, let me go ahead. Let's pop on our toggle bar. Cute, cute. I like it, I like it. I like that better than the chain, I think. I was initially thinking the chain, thinking like, okay, so it would kind of, you know, go with the kind of wire wrapping over here. It would, you know, look a little bit, you know, chunkier and heftier or something if this turned out pretty dainty. But no, I'm really liking this. Okay, and then we'll just do the side. So pop on that jump ring, that jump ring, and we'll go ahead and put that toggle on there and see how we're looking. And we should be just fine. Should be a-okay. Okay, let's see here. Push this stuff up a little bit. Oh, that's beautiful. It's real like whimsical. Nice, nice, nice. That will do. That will do. That's cute. Yeah, I like that. Okay, deal. Yay! My friends, my friends. If I haven't told you lately how much I appreciate you, I really appreciate you. You guys so lift me up. You lift me up. You give me great feedback and ideas, and you're always here for me, and I just can't thank you enough for that. And you're always so good to each other as well on our Facebook group, Campbell's Creators. And tis the time to not only be thankful, but advise that you're thankful. And I am so thankful for you. I'm so thankful for you. Thank you for being here with me. I'll be back soon. I've got lots in my brain that I need to get out here on the mat. So until then, I hope your day is fantastic. Bye for now, guys. Asked by some of my friends, what does Squirt eat? Well, I mean, he doesn't eat this in one sitting, of course. He doesn't eat all of this at once, but these are some of his favorites besides kale and collard greens and spinach. But this is a really good, highly recommended mix, and this is a lot of fresh organic seeds, but it's also like, see the worm in there, like dehydrated worms and bugs. Like he spilled his water once and it gave a little bit of like liquid in there, and oh my gosh, I was like, there is a dead bug in here. I guess there's a dead bug the whole time. You just couldn't tell it was a bug until it rehydrated. Anyways, so these pellets are important. This is what those pellets are, and this is very specifically recommended. Everything is specifically recommended from the rehabbers and the veterinarian. So, but these pellets have extra nutrients and vitamins, and also things that he would only get typically from outside. Just to kind of help him if he does acclimate and want to be outside, that it won't be hard on his belly. Squirrels have really temperamental bellies. So these are his vitamins, and so I usually sprinkle these on his veggies. Dehydrated veggies that are just perfect for squirrels. He loves some carrots. Loves them, loves them. Pumpkin seeds. Absolute favorite. Favorite. And walnuts. And rose hips. These are rose hips. Yeah. And he loves avocados, and he loves apples, And oh, he loves his toys. These are all organic too, and it's like vegetable juice that makes up the color and that soaks into these, that makes it like that. It allows him to, you know, tear into and shred. There's a deer antler in there, and there's some specific kind of wood pieces that's good for his teeth that help grind his teeth like to perfection. But anyways, this is part of what he eats. I was getting ready to bring him his dinner and to let him play, and so I thought I'd just open it all up and let you guys see it. That's it. Yeah, he's spoiled.